But I had a bad not committal. Help you with your career, just a little. You supposed to hold me down, but you holding me back. And that's the sound. I mean, I'm calling you back. Why men great till they gotta be great? Don't text me, tell it straight to my face. Best friend set me down in the salon chair. Shampoo press, get you out of my hair. Fresh photos with the bottom lighting. New man on the Minnesota Vikings. True first needed something more exciting. You tried to break my heart, oh that breaks my heart. That you thought you ever had it, no you ain't from the start. Hey, I'm glad you're back with you. I mean, who would wanna hide this? I will never, ever be your side chick. I put the sting, getting single. Ain't worried about a ring on my finger. So you can tell your friend, shoot your shot when you see him. It's okay, he already in my DM. Why I'm in great to
Why men great till they gotta be great, Tyra? And not all men, but the way that David, all he had to do was act right for 8 weeks. All he had to do was pretend for 8 weeks. Tyra, talk to me about episode 12 and how are you doing today? Let's start there.
I'm all right. Like, I mean, what y'all want David to do? 8 weeks with Michelle might as well have been 8 years. I'm just saying. That's a long time. Like, it's been hell. I go through hell. He's going through hell. Like, he rightfully so. How cute would it have been? You know what? I might feel something for Madison, but respectfully, I'm gonna put that on pause until all of this wraps up. Then I'll pursue her. I mean, was 8 weeks really gonna kill you? He said, "Hell yeah, I'm sick of this. I'm ready to go now."
You know what? It's deplorable behavior. At the end of the day, Tyra, he married. He been faking the funk like he really has been trying for this blonde hair, blue eyed woman that he has been going through hell with her. And now you gonna implicate the homeboy? I mean, I just but we're gonna chop it all up. But we're gonna start out with a new segment that I want to call "You Wanted Attention." Okay, that's what I wanted to call this new segment. Did it save? Did it save? Hold on, where is it
I
at?
hope so. If not, we could just say it.
It didn't, but it's called. Hold on, I got it right here. It's only a matter of a little situation. It's called "You Wanted Some Attention," and let me go on and share because we're going to be addressing these disrespectful comments. Well, I am. Tyra's above it. I'm not. Tyra's above it. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I got time for them folks. I got
She's
time.
above it. I'm not. I'm not fully self-aware yet. I haven't transcended into that adult a level of adultness. So when you come talking about how dare you, shame on you. Oh, it's time to talk about it because you wanted the smoke and you wanted the attention. This is fresh off of the presses from my TikTok. Y'all know I had to do a video response because I'm petty, but I thought it would be interesting to talk about it before we get into the episode, just to, clear the air. Because if you want attention, I
Mhm.
have time and space to
Yes,
give it to the people.
I know.
And so, I do my little shorts, right? I like do short form content in addition to the long form and the live. And so I talked about David. Yes, I called him a basement dwelling cad, a scoundrel, and a liar. Okay, because right is right and wrong is wrong. And this lady, Dion, comes into the comments and says, "My God, how dare you come for David? Michelle has been nasty and funky acting towards him since the honeymoon. She doesn't like him, so he should move on from her and eat it up with someone else." That's
Eat
what
it
she said.
up. Eat it up.
And here's my thing, Tyra, and you help me, and you correct me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
But I don't relinquish my dignity, my integrity because someone behaves poorly. Like I'm not necessarily a tit for tat girly, except for in these spaces and situations. And I just don't think all this heifer did was tell him the truth. Was it rude? Yes. Was it nasty? Very often. Did she go overboard with it? Yes. But did she lie to this man? Did she
No.
enlist her hoes like she said she could have? She said, "I could have called my hoes." Tyra, talk to me about it. Like,
That cracked me up.
is it me? Are me the drama? Is it me?
No, absolutely not. It's easy to really watch this show and see things from the one side, of Michelle and just how awful you feel like she was to David. Regardless of that, this is bigger than just him and Michelle. What about his integrity? What about how he, what about how he looks to others? What about, because this, he has a very, like I said, he may be, dwelling in that basement, as you said, and have the night shift job and whatnot, but he has a lot of great qualities as a man and as a person. Like, overall, he's a sweet guy. Michelle, you could say what you have to say, but can you say it a little differently? Can you spare the man's feelings? What about the other couples? What about my man over there? What about our man? Huh? What about Alan? Okay. what about, just honoring this process? It's so many other things to consider. It wouldn't have killed him to just wait to eat it up until after those 8 weeks, child.
That's my thing.
Even
And
if
that's
you
my
had feelings, and then that begs into question just how truthful and honorable you are. When exactly did you pounce on this desire you had with Madison? Have y'all been eyeing each other from the beginning?
honeymoon.
Every honeymoon,
Man.
everything you've done up until this point comes into question, because it's like, yeah, when you were saying all these things and laying it on the line and putting on your little valet parking suit, were you already pursuing Madison? When you were crying at this video, and I just wish we could have really, were you already seeing her and considering, were you already eating it up or thinking about eating it up? Because that's cheating. That's wrong.
And it is, and that's my thing. And it knows, and again, I just don't get this idea that I can put my morals on the shelf because someone said something that I didn't like. I don't like that narrative. I don't think that's what marriage is about. I think you come on this reality show with the intent to marry someone, knowing what the risks are, knowing that there's a potential that this person may not like you, knowing that, it may be bad. You know what I mean? But for 8 weeks, you could, if he would have acted right for 8 weeks, the true maths watchers from the past know he would have got that Gil edit, that brokey from Texas, baby, because the women loved him. He could have slang dangling all over Chicago after this, Tyra. He didn't have to
Mhm.
settle for Madison. He would, like, the way he was getting the best edit possible up to now. Michelle was the villain and he
Mhm.
was just the do-gooder who was holding on, child. But apparently some of the
Now you
ladies,
a now you a brokey who cheats. Like,
yeah, no savings. And I think a person who will lie about something like this is super dangerous. But we'll get into them. There's
mhm.
a whole entire segment for them. And y'all don't forget, if you have a theory, if you want to talk about anything that happened specifically that we're not discussing in this, go ahead and send that super chat, and we will meet you where you are, and we will give it the
I
conversation
love
that
that.
it
That was
deserves.
so me. Ashley said that super chat. That was so me. She loves me, y'all. She's so
And
great.
I do. Y'all know Tyra's my boo thing. She's my boo thing. But I mean, let's start with Camille and Thomas because still the least problematic person that we have encountered, or the couple
Mhm.
that we've encountered this season, it's guess who's coming to adoption, or excuse me, guess who coming to dinner, adoption and sports. So we meet Camille's family first. Thomas goes to her hometown. We
Mhm.
see that this daddy gave Camille his whole entire face.
Yes.
And they, are talking about just who she was and really centered around sports. And I thought that was very interesting. But Thomas fit right in with the family. Granny got all the clippings of all of these accolades. But the question I have, Tyra, is still, who is Camille? This didn't, to me, like, if I'm talking to somebody's family, I want to know the ins, the outs, the nuances. And we saw something way different with her family versus Thomas's bio mom. What did you think of the first interaction?
I mean, it's all still very surface level. It's safe. It's safe. It's just like, is he really that guy? Do we really want to unveil? I'm like, did she talk? Did she give y'all like a call before you got here? Like, you can only say this much. Maybe it's the cameras. Like, who knows? But I did appreciate Thomas. Like, you raised a beautiful daughter. Like, just know your daughter's safe with me. Type conversations. Like, I love that, and he did what he could with what they gave. But I was like, baby, we came all the way here to hear about Monica. We came all the way here to loving basketball again. Monica. Like, okay, we know you love sports. I think it says a whole lot about her characters. Like, she was never this type of player. She was more, nice with it. And I was like, those are nice, qualities. But like, are we going to get personal? Because before even getting here, he was like, hopefully I can get closer to breaking down this wall that it feels like Camille has, and I don't know if we're any closer to that. There was a lot of emotion with Thomas's mom. Oh, girl, I was like, oh. there was a lot of emotion. You can tell that they've really been through some things, had to repair a whole lot of damage, and just how grateful she is now to be where they are, because she's really given like, I made a mistake. That's my baby though. I love him, and it was you can really see a bridge and really unpack some of the things that Thomas may have, because Thomas looked stressed when he got here. Thomas looked real stressed around the eye sockets when he got there, and just kind of even getting into the OCD and his lifestyle, or just his life compared to his brother and what he felt like he needed to be as a man. You could tell that some of these things were weighing on him. So I was like, Camille, you're getting maybe more so what you need out of this, but I'm not sure if he did, because we learned, she great player, great sportsmanship. I was like, well, that was a dignified statement. What else did you write on the paper, Camille?
It was, and it made me question why she chose this group of family members. Like, why did we go here and maybe not to the mom? What was the thing here? And like you said, was there a disclaimer given? Don't embarrass me on TV. Don't bring that up. Don't bring that up. And then coming off the heels of last episode where she's talking about how she was parentified because of this long drawn out
Mm-hmm.
separation between her parents, and now it's like all we can really discuss are these basketball accolades. I thought that was really interesting for a 32-year-old woman. Like, never once they say Camille is just so kind and loving and this, oh, she's not competitive as I wanted her to be though. Like, she was, she was like whatever. I don't know. I wanted us to go deeper, but maybe this is the reason she has these walls. Maybe this is how
Mm-hmm.
she was raised, especially on her dad's side. And was that the brother that was there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just want to see, like, just because she's not really unveiling a whole lot, like, are you going to pull back?
That's what it looks like from the previews, girl. I'm like, how are you getting in your own way in this? And then, like you said, with a stark contrast, when we go over to Thomas's teenage mama making empanadas, you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and rice and peas. Like, I was here for all of this,
Mm-hmm.
whatever was going on over there. I really liked, honestly, how Camille approached his mom. I thought it was respectful. I thought it was dignified, and I thought that it really did show an interest in understanding who Thomas was, what his origin story was. I know adoption can be icky. If y'all watched my upload, you know that I was adopted as well, and I reconnected with my birth mother like 8 or 9 years ago also, and it can be a really sticky place, but I don't know, you can still tell that there's trauma around it for him and
Yeah.
the mom. And I don't know, I think it's important to see, but and we know Thomas ain't seen a tear he don't want to cry. Thomas gonna cry, baby. And I'm glad, like, let it out, baby.
I don't know. I just don't see them evolving a whole lot beyond. It's like we got over that one, smooth on the R&B tip, smooth blacker, more phonic. We got over that hump, and then it's just like now we're like, Camille, please don't get in your own way. Not to say it's all her, but I personally don't see nothing that Thomas has been doing that was wrong.
I didn't either, and I thought he busted her down in that bedroom. She was buying him jewelry. How far have we fallen from that, Tyra? Like, sex ain't enough, y'all. Sex ain't gonna keep her.
It never is.
Sex ain't gonna keep
It's
her,
a
even
plus.
on down the road. Girl, real tears and fake compassion. Because Madison again pissed me off. Because I know ever presently she is busting it wide open for that fat fingered basement dweller. I know she's doing it as we speak. And it pisses me off because not just the, oh, I played softball because it was a release for me and my mama was a drunk. Let me cry real tears. Then we see Alan come when they're writing letters to their younger self and he's crying real tears. Like, he has trauma around this custody situation that happened when he was young, and all this heifer could do was pat him on the shoulder. I was so annoyed. And then Tyra, she comes up with a lie that says, I really want this to work. I'm so sorry I'm not able to get over the hump. That's what I think is deplorable about Madison. She's the whore of Babylon. We know that. But the idea that you are dragging this man along every chance you get, why tell him that, Tyra? Why tell him you want him to, I want this to work, Alan? Why? Why lie?
I really don't like her. I really don't like her. Like, the way she like tripled down on the false hope this episode. Like, no spice to her vulnerability and thinks that she is spirit. Like, if one more person I was on food stamps. Like, oh no, not the food stamps.
Not the EBT.
have a did you boy Troy act like they went to the store with a book of stamps? I don't have time for this. One more person. Her and old Michelle, y'all go one more time to talk about y'all food stamps. Like, anyway, all of that and her just getting into having to readjust due to her mother's alcoholism. Hey, I'm here for you purging, but what are we purging for when we're absolutely going nowhere with Alan? Nowhere. You don't like him. Like, it really pissed me off. Like, she got one more time to play a damn game of catch, basketball, tennis. This ain't the leagues, baby. This is not the sports competition. Why do you keep doing that? And y'all just like, oh, you want to go on out, throw around the old leather? Yeah, come on, Sparky, let's go on outside, hustle. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I did like that she said that she wasn't popular. That would explain a whole lot, and that she was, had to blossom or bloom more into her looks, and she wasn't that girl. Which would explain now that she believes she's that girl. She thinks she's too much of that girl to be with Alan and his, like, oh God, you're just not even attractive. Like, it explains a lot. Like, she's feeling herself. But when Alan went in on the custody battle of it all, and the lack of presence from either parent because they was doing a custody battle in the distance from the sister he hasn't seen since 2003, and if I could just walk away from this experience with love and a wife, I was like, oh. Why would you do? What kind of evil person sits here and does this? And he's so invested. He's just like, I'm just, girl. When he said his friend said he always chooses what they call them, hot messes. I was like, you're standing next to a hot mess.
Yeah.
You're standing. You are the hot mess, Madison. You're another hot mess. Mm-hmm. Another hot mess of this man, and you could tell that with his background and things that he's been through. He's already had enough of not feeling good enough for somebody, or not feeling like he's satisfying someone, and he just wants someone to love him for him. And for whatever reason, he thinks this heifer could be that person, and she's not. When she's like, oh, let it out, purge it. Hey, give me a hug. Come on, hurry up, girl. She told him to hurry up. I had got up like she was in the room. I said, girl, I had got up. I got up because what do you mean, like, hurry up and get this little hug, because I'm only elated to give you a little bit of affection at a time. This is out of my royal house already. Like, come on. And then she still tried to bring it in, and he's like, no, girl, come here. Like, I just want this to be done. Like, it's like turning a knife in your heart every time you have to sit here through a scene with the both of them, and just how disingenuous she is and how she's giving him false hope, and he's just soaking it up, just thinking, one day, maybe tomorrow, okay, well, maybe the next day she'll grow closer to me. Maybe, it's gonna take, maybe it don't take people 4 weeks to decide whether or not they're attracted to you. Like, get away from her, Alan. Just please, just go. Can you just go over there with Emem? Why?
He's so empathetic. Even when she's sharing, like, I have this fear because my mama's a crackhead she's not I'm sorry. Even though my mama's a lush, that I'm going to be a bad mom, whoop-de-wop-whoop. The level of empathy and capacity for empathy that this man has, he's like, no, Madison, you're a great mom. Like, you make good decisions. You make good I was like, poor Alan this whole time. And she's playing in his face. And that's just what grinds my gears, Tyra. I can't deal with it. And then he's opening up about things. I was raised in a house full of women. Mm-hmm. Like, I have not struggled with my masculinity, but what does masculinity look like for me? Which I think was an important discussion to have, because I think a lot of men deal with that. But I mean, baby Alan, in my book, you were all man, all masculine.
What Alan called himself in that letter to the 12-year-old, he said, yo, player ass.
G? Listen.
G, yeah. I said, yeah. Say it again. Player. He was this close saying, yeah, player, nigga.
That's what he wanted to say.
We know Alan got some black friends over there. But I was like, yes, Alan, serve yourself up. Like, you are who you think you are. Like, don't feel down on yourself. Like, I love the letter he wrote. Like, she's just an asshole at this point.
She is. And for not for nothing, but she's not given all that ever. It's never gave. You're all that, sis. Never, to me. And yes, Alan wants to find a nice black queen. Let's be honest.
Does he? Lord, because they out here, Alan.
I've seen spoilers, y'all, for what's coming, like, over on Maps Fan. If you want spoilers for the season with these couples, go over there to Maps Fans, because she just dropped something the other day. And I don't know about a black woman that he's gonna have, but I still stand Allen. I think he's a good man, and I don't think any person, period, deserves anything like this. Shout out to the 100 people that are in the building. You are
Welcome,
so
honey.
welcome here. You guys don't know, but if you're a member here, we have a weekly blockbuster movie night where we go over into the Discord and we have a watch party. And this week is my choice. I'm gonna let you guys know what I chose, and we will be right back to finish
I
up
do
this
believe
episode.
Marcel, as my husband, your boss, told you to take me out and do whatever I wanted. And now I want to dance, I want to win, I want that trophy. So dance good.
Drive these brothers crazy. I do it on the daily. They treat me really nicely. They buy me all these ices. Dolce and Gabbana, Fendi and Adana. Karen, they be sharing all their money. Got me wearing fly. Girl, but I ain't asking. They say they
What
love
does
my
Marcellus
music.
Wallace look
Said
like?
it's true religion. I say no, but they keep giving. What you gonna do with all that junk inside your trunk? I'ma get you drunk. Get you love junk off my hump.
What country you from? What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what? What does Marcellus Wallace look like?
Drive these brothers crazy. I do it on the daily. They treat me really nicely. They buy me
What?
all
English,
these
mother?
ices.
Do you speak it? Yes. Then you know what I'm saying. Describe what Marcellus Wallace looks like.
Thank y'all so much. And like I said, consider the membership. It's fun. Yeah, we have a time on Saturday night. So just be there or be squared. Now, easing on down this road. And let me see. I saw a comment I wanted to see something. TP, I'm not about to do this with you. He will learn heartbreak by someone less than a 10. He will go for all tens all the time. At least if she was big fine, he could and got he maybe got some satisfaction from it. I don't know, but she's doing too much looking how she's looking, in my opinion. Not shaming her. I'm gonna stop with my ad hominem attacks, y'all. I just can't help myself because they play, and I feel like they deserve it. I feel like they deserve the smoke.
Watch out.
Listen, next we are on to Karla and Juan show. Okay, the cartel and private family meetings. Tyra, I think Juan needs therapy. I think he needs deep, intensive treatment to deal with these issues from the past. I want to start with him exclusively, and then we'll move to Karla. But the way he sat in them people checker chair and broke down about something that happened when he was 6 months. I said, did the parents go back and rehash that? I want to know. You're a parent, you're a mommy, right?
Mhm.
If one of your children was, the attempted abduction at 6 months old, would you tell your child when they got older about it, like to traumatize them? That's my first point I want to talk about because that was very odd to me.
They didn't. It was an attempt, right?
An attempted abduction.
Yeah, I keep it to yourself, baby. Keep it to yourself. Like if it was just an attempt, now if something like everything don't have to be shared. Cause that there is like some strong abandonment with one show. That's one less thing we need to be worried about. Like this was so sad.
It was.
I was like, somebody do something, because Karla wasn't gonna do nothing. I was like, this was such a time to be really, really vulnerable. And this just shows you just how far apart they are mentally, physically, where they are in their lives. Karla's like, well, I just went through this and it made me want to go and hug trees and stop and smell the flowers and the birds. And it's like, oh, and just become one with myself. And I just, peace be unto you, Karla. Meanwhile, one show was like, yeah, then the cartel came. Then the fires and the pitchforks came out. Then we had to run for the border. Then we hid under a shed. I was like, oh my God, watch out. I don't know the process for this show. Like, all these people come in here with this trauma. Is there no vetting? Or what is the process chance for them to even get on the show.
It used to be so, like, I've been watching since day one, and you would know that there was like this 200 question assessment. They were supposed to undergo psychological tests and conversations with all of the experts, with professionals, to really suss out who these people were, who they were bringing into the experiment, and who was going to be compatible with each other. I feel like it's gone all out of the window because the way that you don't even have to speak, you don't even have to, you barely touch it, and it was a well springing forth. This man has major issues from his childhood. Yeah, the second time they had to leave, it's because of the cartel. And then I just always struggled. Then my dad got diagnosed, and that was a whole other
It's a
thing.
lot.
And I'm like, you're on the brink of tears about something that happened when you're 6 years old. You need to deal with that. Like, the onus is on you to deal with that. And somebody said, yeah, damn, Karla, you could have gave him a hug. Karla was
No,
first.
Karla was like, I think Karla at that moment realized exactly all that she was dealing with beyond, we gonna split this check or not. She was plotting her escape. Like, which way do I go to get the hell out of here? It just felt like she was like, oh, you're not okay. And this is not something I want to work with you through, love you through. Oh, baby, we can get through this together. We can go to therapy. We should just talk. Karla don't want to do no work in the real world. You think she want to do some work in this damn relationship? Karla was like, I'm getting the hell out of here. The way that she didn't even flinch to hug this man, regardless of what they've done before, because One Show is never my favorite person with a lot of his behavior, but the state that this man was in this little cafe or wherever they are, the only thing you could have done was just be sincere, be there, and just console this man. Girl, she just sat there.
She sat there.
She sat there a long time. I didn't think she was gonna get up at all. I was like, damn, Karla, are you gonna get up? It's just like, you done? All right, bring that warrants, but I'm just like, how could you have all this other compassion to hug the bushel outside in the trees, but we couldn't hug One Show?
Girl, that's because she's a fake and a phony. Talking about
She's
an empath and a
so
healer.
in touch.
Girl, what you healing?
She's so in touch with the essence of the air in the world, and the moon rocks, and the mantra, and the moon water, and Mercury being in retrograde. But we couldn't hug this man. I was like, somebody hug the man. Where's the producer? Who are the people behind the camera? Somebody hug One Show. Y'all just back there eating it up. Like, he's not okay. He is really not okay. And all of these traumatic events that these people are experiencing, this comes along with some abandonment things. All of this ties into One Show not wanting to invest 100% into a wife. What are you bringing? Because I worked so hard for what I got. Like, One Show is not okay. If he was, that all of that 50-50 and, well, I'm just not comfortable, and girl, I'm not spending no money, and what, all of that, he wouldn't be worried about those things. He's worried about those things because he feels like so much has been taken from him. He has all this trauma from the past. He has abandonment. It's all kind of stuff. And you left me and went away and came back 6 months and then another year. And this, he's like, yeah, I don't know how stable you are. If you're giving me vibes of old school. You're giving me a lack of stability. And he's getting it's touching him in a way that he doesn't like it. And her not hugging him was just sad.
Listen, I don't know how you're so in touch, and you're an empath, and you're a healer, and you're all of these things, and couldn't do that. Yes, Denise Brady, licensed therapist, so much trauma. And if you guys aren't following Denise, go follow her. She breaks down all the reality TV shows from a therapist perspective. And
Which she's gonna pull up though? I
don't know, Denise. Will you pull up? I mean, the floor is open to you, sis. You know that. you already know. But yeah, I don't know. It speaks volumes to me. Like, and even when they're reading their letters, hers was very shallow. Oh, yes, you have walls up, but it's just because you love really hard. Do you, Karla? Do you? And so then after this, they decide that it's time. She feels like it's time to go see her parents. Now, her parents will not be on camera. The revolution will not be televised. And my thing is, are they in WITSEC? What is the situation? Because why the mama, the daddy, none of them are willing to come on the camera? The kids came on later. What is going on with Karla family? And all One Show could talk about was the food afterwards.
They aren't growing. They aren't growing. They aren't hitting new heights. Any little height that they do achieve, it's very like, oh, I never knew you wanted to do that. Pilates and doing hair in the same damn room is a good idea. Like, it's just they're not they're they're not evolving, and it's just really scary because it's like, why are you guys here? And they put these people together with the thoughts of how much they have in common. They're not touching bases on any type of level. I don't get it at all. For me, that they're right behind, because at least David, even though he was lying, he was trying at some point. Like they're right behind MM and that other man, as far as like the lack of progress and effort to really get somewhere. And what they're doing, it's like, is this for the camera? Like, this is very shallow. I don't understand what Karla is trying to do and why she's still here, because he's not going to give her anything that she wants. And this episode, like, get these people off this damn show.
That's how I feel about it. Because what are you even doing here? They don't even look like they're friends. And no, plus Juan doesn't hug her ever. And we find that out in the last meeting that they have. Her sisters come through with their spouses, and I guess it's like a group date. And they're like, she loves affection. She loves X, Y, or Z.
Mm-hmm.
And Juan said, we're not there yet. And I'm not
She
doing
did
it.
say
Y'all
that.
not gonna bully me.
She said that on the honeymoon, like, I like cuddles and kisses and hugs, and when it wasn't that, she was very like, I'm not feeling it from you. I do like hugs. I need to know that I matter. You ask, and he still hasn't made that effort. He's not making any effort because he lost it when she said she ain't had no damn job.
Mm-hmm. And it's still gone. Because when the sister said it, he said, you're not gonna bully me into hugging this lady. You're not gonna bully me into rubbing on her booty or cuddling with her in the bed. And they're not. After show, he doubled down as well. Yeah, I just no, we're not cuddling at this point. We cuddle.
I'm not mad at him, like, because I haven't watched this show, but a lot of men would take advantage of this situation, especially if they're attracted. They'll just partake in the sexual aspect of the relationship when they know they have no intentions of being with you after this experiment or marrying you. Mm-hmm. So the fact that he is setting that boundary, I'm happy for that. Like, yeah, don't even rub on my knees, please. Don't do that.
It's just so dumb to me, because why even be here in this situation? Like, if you're not, and I don't even think I think like you said, once she said, I'm a brokey, I'm unhoused, I have this plant in my storage unit, and that's all I have. I think it's never going to get up for Juan. Plus, I don't really think that I don't know. I think Juan likes something totally different. But you're right. Neither of them like each other. I think Karla was willing to try. If he would have doted on her and given her the treatment that I think she was anticipating, like, oh, he's just going to love me and be all over me. I manifested this. I'm like, girl, your manifestation was bad. Because listen, if this was the manifestation, send it back. Return to sender.
I don't know. They both think they're the prize, so this isn't going to go anywhere.
Absolutely not. Now we have MM and the Cankle King of Chicago. My thing is, you said you just left the church house and you're still full of the devil. Because how you get up in this lady face to have a conversation? Well, no, let's take it back to the beginning. In the car, this belabored breathing to this one single camera. I'm supposed to move into the apartment. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. Tyra, let's start there. Because when you first saw him pop up in this episode, were you like, what the hell, Ikechi? We knew you wasn't going back into that apartment. No way. What's the issue?
Ikechi is acting like a victim. He is acting like he's been braced. He's been like, this is dangerous. He's dangerous, in the words of Miss Debbie. He's dangerous. Like, once again, with this trauma that we are not working on before we try to sign up for these things, Mr. What he tell his mama, get rid of, burn all my pictures, rip them up, throw them in the garbage, I'm gonna make pictures. These people are dealing like, I'm not your mother. All this projection, you cannot tell me that all of the it's like I'm really afraid, I'm just not comfortable, I'm scared, I'm just my peace, I was that peace from when I was away from here, now I gotta go back, and I'm just gonna like all of that because she touched touch
the ding-a-ling that you put your hand on in the first place.
That's it. Like, but I guess it was like, well, I allowed you, so I put it there. You don't just grope me under that. Like, I don't get it. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, when he said, I detest you.
Mm-hmm. And I find it hard even thinking about being in the room with you in the future. That's what he said.
Detest, like, these are strong words. These are strong words. Like, if you came in here to get your air fryer, just say that.
his ninja foodie. What is he, y'all?
Just say that. If you came in here to get your damn air fryer off this counter that you left, just say that. Don't even come in here. Like, the fact that he came in here to continue to be the asshole that he's been this entire time, and while I was just like, okay, well, hold on right there, because we on the same type of time, and I don't want you back in here either.
Period.
Then it's a problem.
Then it's detestable behavior. Yeah.
Then it's a problem. Like, what am I not giving you what you want? You want to be left alone. You want to be chased. You want everything on your terms. Every single thing that he has said about MM, he's projected that onto her. He has displayed all of that. This detestment, she should be detesting you. Like, you have done this to her. Like, the fact that he just got real egregious when she was like, yeah, I don't think that's smart. And not only that, I was so happy to see her set boundaries this episode. Because I didn't know what she was going to do when she said, well, you can move back in with me because of them damn coaches. I was like, oh, please. Set some boundaries with this man. Everything cannot be on his terms. I don't give a damn what them people told you in that little room. Which was like, yeah, and this is that. I'm done reaching out, calling, texting, trying to, get the dates. If you don't do that, you're not going to hear from me because I'm not doing it anymore. Then there's an issue. Then you have an attitude, sir. Why you got an attitude? Cankles? Hypertension? Why you mad? Why you mad? Because I'm standing on, like, I'm giving you exactly what you gave me. Nothing. Nothing. Nobody's gonna chase you. Who the hell is gonna chase you? You have nothing chaseable. Like, you haven't been likable this entire time. You've given this lady nothing. He's just sitting there like a lost victim, and it's just like, I don't feel comfortable being in here. You gonna turn into an angry black woman, or you gonna violate me again? And I just don't want no parts of that.
That's ridiculous.
Are you crazy?
He's just like you said, like he's a frail victim. Even when he's talking with his friend in the gym, and he's like, she's asking all these questions. Why she asking all these questions?
And even the damn friend. You think she might be just trying to get to know you?
Like, that's what you do when you get to know someone. You ask them something. I don't know. But then at the end of it all was like, I'm going to treat him like a man who wants to date me. Sis, he don't want to date you. He don't. Like, I don't even know why that comment was necessary. He ain't going to reach out to you. He ain't going to call. He's not going to hit your line. It. Like, and I'm like, is this a new level of Delulu? He don't want to get to know you, girl. He don't want to look at you. He don't want to be in the same room with you. He can't stand you. He hates you.
He won't even sit next to her.
No.
Unless they're in the company, like, well, long as the pastor's here, I don't think there's any room for any violation. I feel safer in these conditions. But in this little apartment, I'm not sitting next to you. I'm going to sit on this same little bar stool and mind my business. Because, girl, you might try to violate my manhood again, and I can't take that mentally. I'm not built like that.
And then the whole thing of, why you bringing up old stuff? We're supposed to be starting fresh from here. I'm like, sir, how do you think you can move forward when there was a week where you ignored all this lady's communication tips? Which, again, she's better than me. You got one time to disrespect me like this. Because, like I said, I'd have been called them boys on his thick hips and his cankles, Tyra. I would have called them boys.
I thought about that. You remember that episode of Girlfriends where that man was wearing that girdle to hide his hips? I'm telling you, that might be why he don't want to be touched. He hiding them lady hips underneath them suits. I don't know.
I just don't get it. Because why can't we talk about things? I don't know. That was just so bizarre to me.
He has a wall up. He had, there's a wall because at first it was just like, oh, okay, you feel emasculated. You're not matching her income wise. You're low key jealous. No, there's that. And then there's some trauma.
Oh, yeah.
There is some trauma. Like, something's wrong with him. Child, when the messy, whoever behind that camera, like, why aren't you referring to him as your husband anymore? I said, y'all so messy.
Because, she was like, my man. That's my husband. Wife.
My husband. Wife. I don't know. I can't take too much of him coming in here looking like a turtle, a hermit crab. Like, just go away. It just be... like, what's wrong?
Eeyore.
What's wrong with his posture? Like, you're that miserable?
It's so
What?
put on to me though. It is so performative. Even his disdain for her to me is like you're putting on a show. But to what end? I mean, he swears that he's going to get a good edit and you're not. You are the villain, sir. Like I said in my video, I never want to see him again. I don't. Like I could go forever without seeing Ikechi ever.
Is that the idea? You think he wanted to get that victim edit and
Yeah.
be, and ugh.
Because he says it every opportunity he gets to open his mouth about MM, he is going to drag her into the gutter. He is going to say something terrible and mean every single time. He literally wants. He's still on a mission to break her, in my opinion.
He didn't, and he got mad when she was like, "Hold on, like this is." I'm so glad you said that. I was thinking the same thing. It's like, oh well, what? Why are you having pushback? From that moment, it's like, oh, okay, well that's fine. Let's have our little separate quarters, and we can start learning each other, and building trust from there. Like, I don't know. I'm with folks in the chat. Why we burning them baby pictures?
Not he's a woman.
What you hiding? What are you hiding, Ikechi?
The thing is, Tyra, like he lost his opportunity for the viewing public to care about his trauma. I think if he could have come into this vulnerably and open and maybe addressed it when it happened, like, oh, she's a little bit more forward. She grabbed me and that brought up some trauma from my childhood. I don't want to go in detail, but that was really triggering for me. I think then it could have opened the door for him to share, but he didn't come with that in mind. He came here with an agenda to me.
It would have been different. She would have been different. No real woman, especially my husband. No woman wants to do that to you.
No.
Nobody wants you to relive. I'm sure she thought it was something sexy in the moment, or eventually we're off the honeymoon where you was scooting all the way over to the edge of that goddamn bed. Maybe he's waiting on me to make the first move, and he did. That time he did put my hands on it, so he wanted me to acknowledge it. Then let me acknowledge it right now and see what happens. And then all of a sudden, I'm Drake. We ain't got time for that. We don't have time for that. Like, this is so what the hell did I do with the rest of the show? And it's like, well, I see I left some things here. So like
they'll still be there, like the group meetings. They'll probably, like, later in the season, like I think we're easing into the other half of it, they will do more group outings, more group situations, different things like that. So we'll still see them in filming, I'm sure. He will. I said in my video he's never going to reach out. He will reach out. He will send a couple of bland text messages that the producers probably make him send.
Sure.
And they'll do like some little stupid situations, maybe in a bar or something. It's not going to be deep though between them. I hope not.
I hope not, because this needs to end immediately.
Yeah, because it's dangerous. I feel like it's dangerous for her reputation, her self-esteem. I think it's terrible. Y'all, and before we get into the last couple, I want to let you guys know what we have coming up. As far as our weekly guide now, we have updated the calendar, honey, and we have some things going on most days in the week. Y'all, we have a very active calendar. I know there's something there for everyone. Yeah. Tyra goes in with the edit, Sir Greystroke. Absolutely. She had to put some, was that A-Marie? And I'm not even an A-Marie fan, but
Girl, what? You a lie. A-Marie's first album is top tier.
Get somebody else to do it. But I like the mix, though. I like that mix. But no, something for everybody. Tomorrow night, we will be back to talk Harlem season 3. This is the last season, y'all, and it need to be. But we're going to talk about it. And we have an exciting guests for tomorrow night. So be there or be square. But anyway, let's get into this final couple of the episode, child. Michelle and David. Now, like I said, he had one job to do this season. Go on and get that good edit. And then, like I said, you could sling dingaling, not just Chicago, probably all over the world with your chubby fingers. You could have slung that meat if that's what you wanted to do. If you could have just acted right for 8 weeks. But you've actually turned the tide here. A lot of people are now saying maybe Michelle wasn't wrong all the way. We discover very early on in this episode that Michelle receives a text from David that says, "You look so fine. I want to eat you up." Right? And she gets it right before they're going to see her family and friends from college and all that. And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna ask him in the car. And then I'm just, I'm gonna leave it alone. So she asked him, and this man, and that's why I feel like he's dangerous, because if you come up with an outlandish, stupid lie like this, you'll lie about anything. And like the old folks say, if you lie, you'll steal. Or no, if you lie, you cheat. If you cheat, you steal. And if you steal, you unalive people. I can't trust him, that basement dweller. I can't. But he says to her, my cousin Denise sent me a picture of her in Chinatown with a plate of food. And I said, the food, I want to eat you up. You look so fine. I want to eat you up. David, stick to your day job, buddy. And so she decides not to tell her family that. She's like, I'm going to be the bigger person. Meets with her college friend later, and the college friend's like, you ain't wrong, queen. And she's like, would I be petty to ask for receipts? And the friend said, no, ask for receipts. So later in the episode, this is the most active we done seen David get on this blonde hair, blue eyed lady. And it's because he's guilty. You've been docile. You've been, oh, but no, I'll try that then. Michelle, no, my Michelle. No, no, no. And this time now we like, well, you ain't got to explain it. We not normal, average people. That's just not how we talk. This is how me and my cousin communicate. And she said, well, what about the other ladies? He said, yeah, well, I brought coffee to my Tinder date this morning, and then the other Tinder date, yeah, I talked to her too. Yeah, I talked to a lot of women. She says, well, you don't think that's suspicious? You don't think that's odd that you're a married man? Well, no, I didn't know. So you're a brokey that lives in your mama's basement who was just fully unaware of what the vows of marriage meant. Tyra, talk to me. I want to eat you up in other lies.
Girl, Michelle's like, you think you're the only one with hoes. Who said I ain't got no hoes? Respectfully, I have hoes too. Like, we're just like, you think I want to come? You think I ain't hot out here? Like, David is the worst kind. David is the, not for me, but for some, the stupid ones. You don't see him coming. He's the nice guy. He's the nice guy. And it's like, Madison, this is your man. Mm-hmm. This is your man, because if he will do this to Michelle or whoever, he'll do it to you too. Like, what?
From the basement, not spending no money.
From the basement. Like, once you're a cheater, you're like, this is, first of all, aren't you kissing cousins from the South? Who the hell texting their cousin that? I was like, what kind of cousin? Out of all the people you said, you couldn't say, like, at least a female friend. You put that on a cousin? Now I'm looking at you sideways. What the hell? I ain't never text my cousin. I want to eat. You so damn fine. I want to eat you. I just want to eat you up.
Incest, Tyra. That's what that is.
I ain't never said that to one of my cousins, but all right. Like, that was a weak lie. Clearly, you ain't that player, because that's the best you could come up with. That was trash. But yeah, I was here for Michelle. I was here for Michelle a little bit, because I was like, this is girl, this show out. Let it go. Girl, put the foot on the back of that bang, right there. What them curls be falling right here in the front. Put your foot right there. Put your foot right there. Like, this is your outs. This is your outs. Like, first of all, what we're not gonna do is act like we give a damn. I think it's over like the respectability of it, because it's like, I never liked you, but I've been here.
I didn't call my hoes. I have a bevy. I have a bevy of bees in the background. A bevy of beauties, okay?
I never liked you. I always thought you were disgusting and poor, but I've been entertaining you and respectively have been faithful within the boundaries of this farce of a marriage, okay? I never did those things, like, and I was here, like, and you gonna do me like this? I was being the bigger person. I was tolerating you, like, she was better than me, because we're not gonna go smile in my family's face. I was like, we here wasting time. I just can't. The excuses weren't adding up. Like, when he was like, well, yeah. She's like, well, what about the group text? So you mean that all those messages you had only text? She's like, I was like, you're lying. Stop lying. She's like, yeah, well, we're the guys. You don't text the guys, so you mean between all the people you text, I just happen to be right there for you to text? Like, it's not adding up, David. Nobody's that stupid. Nobody's that stupid. And she's like, okay, well, good night. You're lying, by the way, but I'm gonna go to bed.
Because I
I'm
need you
gonna
to
go to
know
bed.
it. You
I
know
just-
she's gonna beat a dead horse, Tyra. She's not gonna let it go.
Oh no, she found because she already detested. This is the testing right here. Now this is the test. She already detested your ass from the moment your genie lamp ass when you were Aladdin your way down the aisle. She already didn't like you. Okay, she already didn't like you. Now it's like, oh, I really have a reason to like. Oh, not only are you poor, but you're a cheater. You're a poor man trying to take me down to the gutter with you and cheat on me. Yeah, disgusting. I just don't know what would we want the outcome to be. Like, we're gonna have to go through trials of this passion for Madison was just so strong that I had to enact on it right now. And like he says, it's not just Madison. Like, I'm entertaining, plenty of
Yeah, he got
pretty
a bevy
women.
of hoes. He says he entertaining everybody. He's the entertainer of the year.
Yeah, but how long? From what moment were you like? It's deplorable, regardless.
The honeymoon, when they was working out in that gym, I knew it, Tyra. That's when I was 99.8% sure. I was
Okay,
holding out to 0.2%.
So when they first got back, and Madison just had to leave
It was
immediately.
with David.
Oh,
You know, Michelle said he don't come home on the weekends. He don't come home on the weekends. He don't come home on the weekend. He be with the whore of Babylon. And I don't even know. I gotta come up with other than basement dwelling scoundrel. I gotta come up with something more nefarious, or yeah, something worser. Because I feel like he sat up there, and I think he lied about this, saying I was out with Madison and Allen when I texted my cousin. No, you was out with Madison only. I don't think Allen has been there. I think he's been doing a lot of private, exclusive meetups with Madison. They are doing it. They're hunching, Tyra. Already. In this moment, when Madison is like, Allen, I really want this to work. She been hunching. She's
this
been
is
hunching.
sad. This is, well, why would y'all lie? Michelle probably don't give a damn. I know Michelle. She's probably gonna be madder at Madison than she is at David.
Oh yeah,
that little scene they keep running when it's like he texts me, "You're so damn fine. I just want to eat you up," and she's like, "Oh, did he? Like, girl, that was for me."
That's what that was.
And you've been sitting here kikiing, smiling in my face, and what? There was Brenda, Letitia, Linda, Felicia, Dawn, LaShawn, Inez, and Felicia. It was all of them. Teresa, Monica, Karen, Nikki. Trash. She's trash. She's trash. He had Madison all up in the ice cream parlor. Like they've been chilling, hanging out. And it's just like, are we not worried about the bump? Like, I guess they don't worry about how they look in the public eye, because now you're gonna both be labeled as cheaters, like whatever. I just want to know what passion, because Madison acts like her expectations. I'm gonna leave David alone because David told us his expectations: blonde hair, blue-eyed white woman.
That was it.
Strong. Gotta be strong about it. Blonde, blue-haired white woman. And Madison is very surface level qualities. But with how Madison speaks, you would think that she would want more. You would think that David would be beneath all her accomplishments and where she's trying to be in life and what she wants for herself. But all of this because you find him more attractive than Allen? Mm-hmm. Really?
Because let's go band for band. You know what I mean? Let's talk about man to man as far as what they offer as a husband. There's no comparison between Allen and a David. And I just think it's terrible. If you're thinking about girl code, if you're thinking about bro code, both of these are major violations, because in all of the city of Chicago, it had to be an inside job. You thought Grumpy Bear was that fine.
Grumpy Bear.
You thought the genie in the lamp was that fine, that you willing to blow up everything. You willing to hurt Michelle. You willing to hurt Allen. Damn everybody. Because he's just so thick and fine. I just can't wait to make him mine with his beer belly. And that was the other thing, because wasn't better. Like, let's not do that, because even shape wise, like, I'm not getting like he's a gym guy. I know he says it, but it never gave he live in the gym to me.
I think he just started.
TNT Bennett, thanks so much for the $2 super chat. We
I
appreciate
think
you.
he just started, but how she's been trying to eat Alan up about his physique, not just his appearance, but like physically. You need to get in the gym. I need you to be in the gym. I need you to buff. I need you to be there on leg day. I'm like, David has a gym body? Because again, I'm finna eat all these tacos. Like,
I like a pretty boy in her whole family. I like a pretty boy gym rat, and that's David. That's your man. Like,
I'm not gonna act like Grumpy Bear. David's not a bad looking man, but neither is Alan. I mean, I think you just got to go with where her priorities are. She lied about where they are. She's
well,
still looking for a pretty boy with a gym body, and this is what was close vicinity to her this time, and she's laying it low in that basement with David apparently.
not sponsored by Cheese. It says, but where were him and Madison sneaking away to? The basement? Nah, baby, you know Madison is gainfully employed. She that girl in corporate. She got bread. She ain't worried about his bread. She'll support him. That's what she'll have to do. Because his second shift job ain't gonna pay none of her bills.
Yeah,
And Alan ready and waiting to pay all her bills. Baby, what you need?
I
I
think this
want
is
you to spend
why
your money on your hobbies.
I think this is why she's been nitpicking. Like, when people start fights so they can just like storm out and leave.
Mm-hmm.
Or start fights so it could just be like, look at here, Alan, you don't have 2 beers and go 15 minutes down the street. That's just unexcusable. And then you go over there today.
Here's the thing, Sir Greystroke. Alan looks boring in Madison's mind compared to Day, and I don't get it because Alan seems fun to me. It seems like Alan will take you to some places you've never been. Alan got a diverse friend group. You're gonna eat some food. You're gonna experience some things. He gonna take you around through there. Like I'm not going nowhere with David. Does David? How we gonna get around on your bus pass? Does David have a vehicle? Does he have a car?
I don't think Alan is boring. I think through the outlook of her and what they've been able to experience, everything has been very limited with her. It's been very limited on her time. What she have we been to do besides this fishing in this one episode? What did we go do since they've been together that Alan took her to do? Because that's what he likes to do. He's been trying to cater to her and get into her good graces since the show started. I don't think we've seen enough of his personality and his interests, but what we did see, I was like, all right, I fuck with it.
Yeah. And I feel like
do?
his friends gave him away very early because in the reception of the wedding, I think they were like, no, he's gonna cater to you. And
Mhm.
even when he's talking about his idea, he realized very young that he and other guys weren't the same because he was going to cater to the one he was with. Like he really wanted to see them happy. And I feel like she just took that like,
Yeah, you're
yeah. So
soft. Stupid. She's stupid.
I
She's
think she just
stupid.
feels like he's a pushover, which is unfortunate because I really think that she missed out on something that could have been really good, but she doesn't deserve him at this point.
Out of
Madison,
all the men on the show, all of these men, Alec is the best prospect. I'm not gonna do Thomas like that because Thomas, I thought he had knives in his pocket. He came a long way. But if I had to choose, like, out of these men, who would I want to, all right, I'm picking Ellen.
yeah, hands down. I'm going over there. I'm going over there with the Jaguar. Like let's go for a ride, Alan.
And the
Show me your
hoopty,
city.
the hoopty,
I
the
just
hoopty that's not a hoopty.
Child, I'm telling you, how are we gonna get around on your bus pass? I do not believe that David has a car. He looks like he always running somewhere. Oh yeah, maybe or a Uber. I mean, and in Chicago.
It'd be the adjustment of the shirt. He'd be like, okay, yeah, just like, whew, just I just got here.
For what
Yeah,
it's worth, public transit is big in Chicago, so I'm not gonna fault anyone who chooses not to have a car in Chicago. But come
he
on, my
just
guy.
every little hope I have for him as a man, it's just all depleted. Now you're a lying cheater who lives in the basement with no prospects and no savings. Like you just David, why? Why? And I'm never gonna validate Michelle and how she treated him in the beginning
No.
before we knew it, because that was always distasteful. But yeah, she finna run us into the ground. So where were you? We gonna open the next. So where were she finna dig into this? Because now she's found, like, she couldn't ever even when they would ask her, like, so what's the issue? Even because they weren't accepting, like, well, I don't know. I'm not trying to go back to the poorhouse or the basement, but remember when you had said in this video that you didn't mind, blah, 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 blah. So what's your problem? Can you just tell us? Well, it's nothing I can explain. She got her problem now. She got something to run into the goddamn ground. Nobody's safe when she figures out what happened.
Oh no, baby, no. And like I'm saying, you know Michelle already, so why would you? I probably, and a lot of people in the comments on TikTok were like, he should have just said, "Baby, it was meant for you. I was trying something different. I was just trying to see something."
I don't know why not. That would be the ideal. And so she would have shot that down so quick.
She would.
No,
no.
actually, we're not there at all. I kind of was taken aback when you said that to me because we weren't, we don't even kiss. So it's nice to know that you would want to like eat me up, but that's never gonna happen right now. she
Okay.
would have shot it down, but that would have been
got
a
a
smart thing.
He got a car. My bad, Miss Honey. Listen, he don't look like he got a car. He look like he running everywhere. He does and do.
No,
So now,
you
Tyra,
know
I
who
want
don't got a car is Ikechi. He ain't got no car.
no, and he lives in an Airbnb. He don't have a domicile either. But no, I do have a question for you because again, like I said, of everything, all of the insults that Michelle has hurled, the public embarrassment that she has put him through up until this point, the level of defense that he tried to put up about this, and well, I don't know, feel how you want to feel. I'm telling you what it is, and I don't want to talk about it any further right now. Really, David? Who are you talking to? Where did this David come from, Tyra?
This
'Cause
is
it's
who
like
he
the
really
David
is. This is who he really is. All of these other things, like this is the player. This is the player in him. You meet somebody you're interested in, you're attracted to, because that's all that you had in common at this point with her. You don't know anything about her. Y'all haven't elevated beyond walking down that aisle. It was just that you liked the way she looked and you wanted her to be your woman. So I'm gonna tell you what you want to hear. It's the same reason we couldn't say out of our mouth, I don't have any savings.
Mm-hmm.
You telling people what this ain't his first rodeo. This is what he does. This is how we get the women to the basement.
Which is crazy.
This is how we get them to the basement. And just like any other liar, when you're found out, even just a little bit, then you get defensive. He had to be defensive the whole other time because she was just so fixated on that one thing. And it's just like, well, I don't want her to fixate on that. So let me show her how great I am in any other area except for my finances and my living situation. Because I got everything else. Let me just focus on, let me try to cater. Because he liked her. He really did. When he was like, okay, well, this isn't working at whatever point that was, after says the honeymoon. He's like, yeah, I'm what other prospects do I have? And we in that gym lifting, and then Madison was over there with a strong ass. I don't know. I don't know, but I think this is who he is. I think that this is who he is, and if Madison had any sense, girl, you're not safe either.
Mm-mm. And that's my thing, girl, because how you got them is how you lose them. Like I don't think this is. But again, she gets what she gets at this point because
Oh,
I
yeah.
just think it's so duplicitous to really pretend like you was really trying with Michelle the whole time. You are screwing Madison like the whole time
And
and
he's gonna
smiling in Alan's face, dapping him up, hugging him. We know at least it's been happening. To be honest, I'll say this: it's at least been going on. Like I said, I think it's from the honeymoon. I think that's when the seeds were planted. I think the night they got back, she was busting it down for him. That's why she did not come home. But honestly, if we're being fair and impartial, at least the last 2 to 3 episodes, they've had something going on.
It had to be a little too close for comfort for a while for Alan of all people to be like, well, you don't have no problem hugging on David.
Mm-mm.
For him to take notice of it, that means he has to, have seen encounters with them to where it's like she's comfortable with him. Like when you're acting like I gotta wait 10 business days for you to rub my ankle. Meanwhile, you hugging on David with no problem. What happened to all these boundaries? And it takes you some time. I'm not asking you to bust it open, girl. I'm just asking for an embrace. Like,
Something. Like,
yeah,
act like you like
yeah,
me.
yeah. We're doing it with no problem. So it had to have been going on for a minute. But I think this is who he is, and for whatever reason, because of the lacking, he tucked all of this away so he could be perceived a certain way by Michelle because, of course, he thought she was the prize. And it's just like, and he could have been, upward with what he was portraying with her and the tears and da 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 da. And if 1 minute, if Michelle would have been receptive, he might have dropped Michelle like a bad habit. So, girl, I don't know. I was just sending you that. She could have, she could have been the ultimate goal here, but when it's just like, well, if I'm not gonna have you, I'm leaving here with something.
But what's crazy is you only had to wait 8 weeks. Even if that was all you had to do to get the good guy edit in the victim, really, because the girlies were feeling sorry for his broke tail. I knew he was a villain very
Who?
early. Girl on TikTok, they were like, oh, but she was so terrible to him. She was so. She told him the truth. She like as terrible as she was because she kept rehashing it. It was the delivery. It was the fact that she kept harping on it. But where did Michelle lie at? You were broke. She said she's not going back. She'll never go hungry again. She's not going back to the farm. You are not going to have her living in squalor and degradation. What was so wrong with that at his big, gargantuan, large ass age? He is in his what, late 30s, sir, and you don't have anything. And then his little friend, I want to slap him again because you were trying to make her feel bad, talking about, well, he's ready to buy a house. He is not ready. 2 years away, you ain't got no savings. You live in that basement with your second shift job, sir, and you're a liar and a cheater. And on top of that, you're not even a good liar.
Actually, why you gotta throw that second shift job in there every time?
Every time because he deserves it. He don't get, I'm not getting off these people's neck because you have to hold people accountable. Like I'm not going to relinquish my dignity, my integrity because somebody else decided to say something. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to go for that. Like
Ain't nothing. It's nothing to relinquish, Ashley. If it was like this, he never stopped talking to anybody when he got here. He's been entertaining. Like he never stopped.
bringing hoes coffee?
He never stopped. He said, "I'm leaving here with something. If I can leave here with you, it can be great. But I'm leaving here with something. I'm not gonna. If this don't work out, especially when he got a feel for her, what he loves to say, she's definitely honest. She's honest. You know, she's a very honest person. When he got too much of that honesty, he was like, "Look, girl, let me see who in the. Cause I ain't got time. I ain't got time."
Also speaks to his character, Tyra, because you
Yeah.
don't have the patience or discipline to wait 2 weeks, like or eight
He
weeks.
ain't got no savings. He ain't got no places or disciplines to have no savings in the basement. He ain't even stacking no money. And you have every ounce of privilege to do that because you have your family subsidizing a port. Well, he said I put something on it, like I put groceries in the house when I'm over there.
He
I put
paid a
gas
light
in the
bill.
car.
That's what he do. He don't do nothing.
It's very baby boy like, and absolutely,
Not
baby.
Jody.
But Michelle, yeah, I put gas. I put them tins on the car. I put food and groceries in the house when I'm over there. I put money on the phone bill. Girl, I'm giving you the world. Like, what? What are you talking about? I can't wait for the confrontation because I want to see what kind of energy Michelle gonna be on in Madison's face.
And who was it? Melanie says, "Do we think that?" Or asked, "Do we think that someone's going to confront Madison?" Michelle is going to be on Madison's head
Girl,
top,
head top,
top,
top. And
top.
you despicable. You acted like you were my friend. Like you're gross. He doesn't even have anything. Like what's wrong?
And I can't wait. And Alan gonna pull out them hands. Alan want all the smoke in the
Alan
city.
finna, ooh, Alan finna, ooh, because Alan was trying so hard. Alan's go, ooh, ooh, girl, if I wasn't saved, I swear, we gonna see that black side come out. And he ain't even got no black side, but we gonna see it. We're gonna see it. Cause he finna be mad. Like he's gonna be more hurt than anything. Like he's gonna break down. Madison, ain't no tears coming from Madison. Madison gonna come with the smoke. Not Madison, Michelle. Michelle's gonna come with the smoke. Ain't no tears. Ain't no none of that. She gonna be, yeah. So at what time? So exactly when? So I know how mad I need to be. Did you guys exchange numbers? Like what? So did you just not give a damn about me? Were you not my friend? Like I thought you were my friend. I expect this bum behavior from this bum, but you, I expected more from you.
Girl, we were in this process together.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be a hot mess, and then you're gonna have all the ladies ain't gonna wanna. Everybody gonna tell Madison to go to hell and get out of her face.
Oh yeah, yeah, and she deserves it. Absolutely. And she deserves it. She deserves every second of it. I think with Alan, it's gonna be a combination of things. I definitely think it's gonna be hurt. I think it's gonna be embarrassment. I think it's gonna be like y'all played me, like y'all played in my face on national TV. There's gonna be so many layers to it. And then there's also this idea, or not idea, but the truth of it, that like I was told to bend and conform by these experts to become palatable to Madison, and she was screwing him the whole time. Like I just think that is if I've changed everything about myself, from my outfits to how I talk, to my gym routine, to be with you, and then I find out that you smashing one of the other castmates, Tyra.
Child, the way Michelle gonna hit that, I was almost starting to like you. I really was. Almost. Yeah, I was trying so hard. I was almost there to maybe open it up to you. Like, get the hell away from me. Like, go back to your basement, okay? You're beneath me. Like, she's gonna go to hell. Like, people say go long, like Michelle's gonna go to hell with her commentary. And I'm here for it.
Gloria, I don't think it's about feeling bad for Michelle. I don't think anyone feels bad for Michelle in the traditional sense of things, and I don't think she feels bad about it for the reasons we might think, right? Like she's not mad that he's stepping out. I think it's the principle of the
Yeah,
matter. I think that's what it is for her. And like I said, was she terrible? Absolutely. But I'm trying to understand the public's idea of her being this arch villain because she didn't want a man at 40 years old living in the basement. Like I said, her delivery was terrible and all of that, but she didn't cheat on this man. He at any point could have said, I hate this process. I feel like I'm being disrespected.
hmm
I'll keep filming, but I'm not going to stay in this house with this lady. Or I'm not going to give the same energy or effort. He hasn't done that. I think we have to stop. Um, I think we have to stop caping for these grown ass mediocre men. Like I don't under, and it's only women I see saying this. The men are like, nah, he wrong. Like
I
he
don't
couldn't go
know
to a
what was she
marriage.
supposed to do. Like lift him up out the bed.
Not at 40.
I don't know what you guys wanted her to do besides adjust her tone and her delivery because it was very gross. She didn't have to diminish him or try to, emasculate him or to talk about like she dug at
His
everything.
clothes.
Those things were nasty, but what she wants for herself, very reasonable. And he gave her nothing to work with.
Mm-mm.
Like,
And I want better for everyone, the men and the women. Anybody watching this, like I want better for you than someone like that. Like I think everyone deserves someone who is. I don't think it's too much to ask that he's gainfully employed, has a savings, is building something, and has his own place at his big age. He's not 20 years old. He's not 18 years old. He's not even 25 years old. Like I just don't get I get she's been awful. She has, but I don't get to this extent like y'all feel like any woman deserves this for having boundaries or a standard. I don't get it, y'all.
it's not even a standard child. That's the bare minimum.
I mean, that's what I would think.
That's the
TNT Bandits.
bare minimum.
Thanks for the $2 super chat. I hope Allen windmills David. He could connect. He got long arms.
Child, he gonna windmill something. I just hope somebody's there. Somebody be there to console my man. Like he's been through some stuff. Like the fact that people move like this, it's just really malicious. Especially her. Like David hasn't been there to hear everything, even though he should have more respect for himself and Alan as your friend. But like she knows, she knows exactly where Alan is. He's been in the palm of her hand since she came down that aisle and you go do some stuff like this, it's disgusting. It's just terrible.
Hey Psalm X, I can see you in the comments. Welcome, welcome. David is mediocre, but I think Michelle is also low-key racist. Listen, a lot of women who fetishize different races are racist. Like I always tell that, y'all. I have four brothers, okay, in real life, and they have ran the gamut and done all of those things. And my word of caution to them is just because a woman likes black D don't mean she like black people.
Mm.
Period. At the end of the day, tale as old as time. Like fetishism strongly in my mind aligns with racism every single
Girl,
time.
the
So it wouldn't.
racism was there on the tape. She said light skin. She didn't say black man. You want to have your preference? That's fine. You know. She said light skinned black man. Only thing she left out was good hair. I was like, what the hell is going on here? What qualities are this? Like what? I don't know. She said light skinned black man. I don't want a dark skinned black man. I don't want that black of a man. I don't. We still got to walk down the street. Okay, so yeah, I want a light skinned black man.
Instead of asking for one that is damn near gainfully employed. I mean, priorities. And again, y'all know I don't have much to give to Michelle, period. Because girl, you get what you ask for, I guess.
I don't know. I think David's a swindler. I think he's a finesser. At this point, I'm like, well, did you?
Fiddler.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, are you looking to swindler? Like, were you really interested in Michelle because she was just so beautiful and oh my god, my milk of magnesia? Like, or were you? Are you trying to be capped? Like, what do you want? Because, I mean, David, David is your typical like Dusty. You're gonna shine in all other areas because you don't have anything to really offer.
Hmm.
So you're gonna be sweet. You're gonna be doting. You're gonna be loving. You don't have to do much when you're bringing dick. So
I mean, just
I don't
that's
know.
it. And I hope it's great, Madison. I hope it was worth it.
Oh,
I
you
hope
know
they
the
deserved
bums. The
it.
bums gonna carry, all right? Bums always have some good D. Hey, everybody knows that. That's why you stay clear of them. They get
Yep.
trapped. Mm-mm.
It's
Everybody
just
knows that. He's swinging. I already know. He had all that pent up aggression and stuff. David gives me like he gets it in on the regular. Okay, we go to the basement. We go into your house. I'm getting it in, and then I'm over here trying to be with Matt. Girl, what we doing? Girl, it's been 2 weeks. I'm hot.
he said,
Like
this ain't
I,
stop nothing. This
I,
ring, it ain't stop nothing. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, and I mean and really, him wanting this blue-eyed blonde-haired woman. I mean, it's they got what they asked for. They got what they wanted.
he got another blue haired blonde blue blue eyed white woman.
That's what he did. That's what he said he wanted.
So that's his type.
You get what you get, and hold on, let's see. You
You
get
don't
what you
have a
get,
fit.
and you can't pitch a fit. I mean, you got what you asked for. Math shows singles what not to accept in relationships, period. And
Oh,
what I'm thinking
absolutely.
is that because they did age up this season, because normally these are people in their 20s, you know what I mean? Early
Really?
20s or late 20s, early 30s, like around that
Mhm.
range, mid 20s sometimes. And so now with them aging up, I thought more of these people would just have like use your common sense. Like you don't have
No,
you
these
don't have
people probably worse than the them 20 somethings because this is terrible.
it really was, y'all. I hate everything about it. It's like all of these experts saying at these people's big ages, you don't need to just compromise. You need to change who you are to make this other person want you. And that's normal. It's not normal. A PSA, it's not normal to have to change everything about you for somebody to like you. I think these were terrible matches for ratings. Akichi is a damn monster. Madison is the whore of Babylon. Damn David again is a basement dwelling scoundrel and a cad. That's what he is. Like Tyra said, a swindler. Probably I'll add that onto it next. I like that adjective to describe him. And Karla and Wancho didn't want no wife. Wancho wanted a business partner, an investor,
Yeah.
and Karla wanted to be kept. Like let's just
Wancho
call a
need a
thing a thing.
therapist. I was like, oh, Wancho.
Yeah, Wancho needs it. They need to provide him with aftercare because he was like, I can't do this. He was like
And Carla
snapping.
was up with her like,
Yeah. No emotional intelligence, but I think Karla is about Karla. At the end of the day, I think her world centers around her, and I think when she's talking about her family and the position she played in the family, I think they all dote on her.
she's the princess.
Hmm.
She's probably the youngest. She gives me she's the youngest and the baby and like yeah, this is tired. Like I really felt for Wancho. I was just like, and I was waiting. I was like, now you get up. Now you. I was like, she really not gonna get up.
Mm-mm.
And
She
it wasn't
was.
even just like the physical touch of her getting up. It was just the lack of compassion in her face. It just looked like she could give a damn.
Mhm.
It's just like,
It's like,
oh, I told you she was waiting. Like, so where's the nearest exit? Because I'm not dealing with this shit.
like next. I wasn't going this deep. You don't even like me. You're a 50-50 man. Like she keeping it
Just
cute.
like that was one thing. Now you got old childhood trauma and issues you ain't dealt with from 6 months old. Yeah, I'm getting out of here. This is too much. Y'all don't pay me enough for this. I'm getting out of here.
Mm-mm-mm. And a cad. Yes, a cad. He is unscrupulous. He is a liar and a cheat. Listen, and I wouldn't wish him on any woman, honestly. Now, Madison went and picked him up off the turnip truck.
Madison
Okay.
can have that man. That's girl. You can have that man. I wish him on her because you ain't have to do Ellen like that.
As horrible as Ike been, at least he have. We don't know what Ike been doing.
Say what?
As horrible as Ike been, at least he didn't cheat and steal someone's spouse. You right about that, but I don't know. He could have been cheating out here. Ike looked like he want to spread them wide hips somewhere. He just didn't want to with MM, unfortunately. Well, I don't know if it's unfortunate. He did her a favor. I wouldn't want a soul tie with that bozo. I wouldn't want no connection, no bodily fluids exchanged. I wouldn't
Oh,
want nothing
boy.
with a
Yeah,
Keech.
the energy is finna shift on the show now, away from Ikechi and them, and be all on David and Madison.
Thank you so much, Psalm X, for the 199 super chat. Zeros across the board. Terrible matches.
Awful matches.
They are.
Awful.
But y'all, that was the episode. That was Mavs season 18, episode 12. Shout out to the 150 people that came into the building tonight. We appreciate you. Love you real bad. We are thinking about implementing a Mavs live watch along where everyone pulls up Mavs. Or if you're a member, come on over to the Discord and doing a watch party in addition to the watch along live here on YouTube. Drop a 1 in the comment section, not in this chat, but in the comment section if that's the vibes for you. And if that would be something you want to see next week, because we're definitely thinking about doing it. Before we go, though, Tyra, anything you want to let the people know about? Anything you got going on special?
Oh, absolutely not.
Tomorrow we have
Tomorrow.
Harlem. Yeah.
Tomorrow we will be discussing Harlem, guys. Like, if you have not watched The Hot Mess, that is episode 1 and 2 of the final season of Harlem, available on Prime. You are missing out, because we will have so much to talk about tomorrow night. And I want y'all to be a part of the conversation, because I need your opinions. Okay, I need thoughts, because we had our thoughts and we're going to save them for tomorrow. So be sure to be there and be a part of that. The links are already up for that. So go and cut those notifications on, please.
Absolutely. And don't forget, I'll be hosting Severance on Saturday. We'll be talking episodes 1 and 2 in that live discussion. And then our members only watch along where we'll be watching Pulp Fiction. And I'm going to leave you guys with our weekly schedule. Thank you so much for being here. And we will see y'all in the next video.